Welcome to the HyperFast Agent podcast. I'm your host, Keri Shull, and today we're going to take a look behind the scenes with top technologies in the real estate space to help take your business to the next level. Let's go. I'm here with G, who is the co-founder of Ylopo and Maverick. And many of you know about Ylopo, but G, if you want to just share quickly a little bit about Ylopo, and then we'll talk about Maverick, because I think for a lot of people, they may not yet understand what Maverick is.
Yeah, absolutely. So our journey to Maverick really has spanned the history of our core business, Ylopo. And the reason for that is Ylopo is a digital marketing technology platform that generates a ton of opportunities for you and then nurtures your database to create even more opportunities, right?
Yes.
And what we found is that we create all these opportunities, and if our agents are not working those opportunities, then at the end of the day, they're still not going to be successful, right? And I would say, we survey every single client that leaves Ylopo about why they leave Ylopo, and 9 out of 10 say that they're not getting an ROI or the leads are not good, right? And so when we go into those clients and we spec the details, we realize, wow, your lead follow-up is a mess. Your team management is a mess, right? Like, how do we correct this for you? So we literally went to our top clients like Keri, other top teams in the country and said, well, you're successful, what's your playbook, right?
Sure, yeah.
And so we got the playbook from a lot of the teams in the country, top teams in the country. We're talking webinars, master classes, thousands of pages of material. And we said, here you go, small team. Here's everything that you need to be successful. Operationalize this and you're gonna be good. And we go back 90 days, nothing happened, right? And so we said, well, wouldn't it be amazing if someday we could take the lessons learned from the most successful teams and turn it into a software that automatically did all of this stuff for your average sized teams, right? Now, obviously big teams will benefit because we automate all of that stuff too, but for the masses, can we do something that automates and distills this knowledge? And that's what we built with Maverick. We call it a sales manager in a box, right?
Yeah. And
the objective is that a sales manager in your organization, a really good one, is looking for inefficiencies in your system, right? They're looking for lead sources that are working or not working. They're looking for agents that are performing or not performing. They're looking for leads that are in your database that are performing or not performing, et cetera, right? And that job is a data analytics job. That job is a data scientist in many ways, and it involves a sales manager and all these other components, right? And so we said, why don't we take this job that really is like 3 to 5 jobs, automate all of the data components to it, and then make that something that could be like 15 minutes, right? 15 minutes a day, you see all of it, right? And when you do that, what it allows you to do is take your sales manager, and if you don't have a sales manager, you are the sales manager, right? And give you leverage to do the things that actually help your business, which is coaching up your agents and then increasing productivity, right? So that's the philosophy behind Maverick.
So first of all, I want to say something about Ylopo, and then I want to build on it. And I can say this from personal experience. So years ago, what happened in our relationship, right? I joined Ylopo, and then I said, oh, it's not working the way that I need it to. And very graciously, you guys said, well, what are you doing to follow up? And I think my follow-up systems are better than most of the agents in the country, right?
Absolutely.
And what I actually found out is that I wasn't using the technology correctly. I wasn't using the AI component, which is part of the secret sauce that rejuvenates the leads. And so I kept hearing everybody talking about the results they were getting. I came back to the mothership, and you guys thankfully welcomed me with open arms. And I watched as I started layering in all of the tools, all of these leads, because I have a large database. So some of you, however many opportunities you have, it only matters if they come back. But as it gets bigger, it gets harder to manage that. Right? And so I'm really excited about what Maverick is bringing to the industry because there are so many inefficiencies. Ylopo solved one problem, Maverick solves another problem. So with the teams that have been using Maverick, how have you been able to measure the results? What are you seeing is happening real time?
I'd say there's 3 very tangible things that are happening, right? So the first is when you really have a automated analytical view of your team, you can tell who is the best performing agent, worst performing agent, everyone in between. And when you know that, the logical next question is, well, how does that help your business? What do you do about it? You give your best leads to your best agents, right?
Yes.
And so we built out a distribution engine, so to speak, that allows you to say, I'm going to stack rank my agents 1 through 10. And when an opportunity comes in, I'm going to say, in this moment, who is the most qualified agent, who has the highest conversion rate on this particular lead, who's available? Let me give that lead to this person, right? And what it does is it tilts your leads from a even distribution of leads to uneven performers to a weighted distribution to your top performers. Your conversion rate is just going to naturally
increase.
Boom,
Yep.
just happens, right? So that's one. The second is you are going to see missed opportunities in your database based on rules that you have set, right? And so what that means is, let's say you set a rule that says a lead is a showing request, but no one has talked to that person in 24 hours. Big no-no. Makes sense, right? You can now construct that as a rule, and we will alert you, and then you will alert the agent, hey, you have this lead and you have to talk to him right away, and if you don't, I'm gonna reassign that lead to someone else, right? So it's like a highway patrol that's looking through your entire database based on the rules that you have set that is going to monitor for inefficiencies, right? That's the second tangible benefit. And the third is lead sources, right? I mean, people are spending tens of thousands, in your case, hundreds of thousands of dollars a month on lead sources, and it's very hard to know what's working and what's not, but it's not just looking historically at what's working, it's looking pipeline in the future. Is it going to result in predictable income, right?
Yep.
And so our analytics suite basically answers that question, looking historically and looking forward, looking what is your predicted return on investment, and that way you can invest more or less on any given lead source.
It's amazing. It's so cool. If people who are watching this are interested in test driving Maverick, talking to you guys about what they need to do to get started, how should they reach out to your team?
So if you go to maverickre.com, obviously you can get a demo of our platform, but what we've actually done is we have created a what we call a freemium report, which is taking the 10 to 12 variables that we think most impacts and helps you determine if you have good lead follow-up, and we're giving that to you for free, right? So if you're on Follow Boss, come onto the platform, click freemium report, and put in all your information. You're gonna get a free report every single month that tells you what's your lead follow-up. And it's gonna actually rank you against every other person on this report, which is thousands of teams at this point. You're gonna know, is my lead follow-up in the top 85% or bottom 23? And hey, the good news is the lower you're scored, the better, right? Because that means whatever you're converting today, you can 3x it by just figuring things out.
I don't know about that. I mean, I guess there is a good side and a bad side to that, but I'm waiting to get my scores back right now, and I'm very nervous. So if you want to join me on this journey to figure out how your follow-up is doing and how you stack up, go to maverickre.com. All right, thanks, Gia. Appreciate your time.
Thank you so much.
Hope you guys got something out of that. See you soon. Thanks for joining us for another episode of the HyperFast Agent podcast, where we're dedicated to taking your life and business to the next level. Do me a favor and hit the like button below and add a comment. One thing you took from this episode. Did you like the technology or not? And subscribe here.